What up, everybody? It's your boy Agent, and we're back once again. You know what time it is. It's in the heart of college basketball season, baby, and that's right. And we are back a little after a week or two after I've decided to analyze Carolina's last four games. As I talked last time, Carolina was in a must-win to win some big games, but they have been up and down all season as they continue to be, like I said, starting the preseason off as the number one team in the country. And before we get into this video, let's start by saying this, and you're going to hear me say this a lot going down the stretch of the season, and I've said it continues throughout this season, that they could be the first number one team preseason to not make the NCAA tournament since it expanded in 1984-85 season to 64 teams. But that being said, last time I talked about they had a couple big games coming up against Clemson and versus Miami. Now, they destroyed Clemson at home by 20 points, 91-71, followed that by a tough home loss to Miami, 80-72, where they kept it close in the first half, but Miami is just a better team and pulled away late in that second half. Then they lose to rival NC State in the game. They got it within 3 late in the game, and then turned the ball over, crucial turnovers, mistakes. And it was all pretty much over when they threw alley-oop to get them up really big. And Carolina was turning the ball over and ended up losing that game 69-77 against the ranked Wolfpack. Now, it goes last night where they go on the road and almost lose to a Notre Dame team that was 2-14 coming into play in the ACC conference. Now, this was the sloppiest game I've seen from Carolina this season. They squeaked one out 63-59, but there was some first half badness in the game, and I'm going to put it up for you guys to see. It was terrible. It was terrible for Carolina. It came out sluggish, looked terrible, ended up coming that second half with energy, and all I ask is them to have energy, which they do. They seem to come out and play with no energy. They ended up winning this game for the simple fact that they had 52 total rebounds, and that is 23 offensive rebounds. They just played bully ball in this game and was able to beat Notre Dame. The sad part about, and what we continue to talk about, is Carolina on this season, like I said, is shooting 30.7% from three-point line, and that as a team, and that is unacceptable. Now, last night, they didn't get any better where they shot 2 for 23, and guess what? Mr. Love hit both of those threes in the second half. They came out with some intensity in the second half and did it. But the problem I'm seeing with this team is with the inability of them to shoot the ball, it doesn't help. Everybody seals the paint on Armando. He catches the ball. He's getting double teamed. There's no movement when he has the ball in his hand. It's all ISO ball. And even in that game, they had 0 assists in the first half of this Notre Dame game, and that is unacceptable for any college team. Now, and then on defense too, the problem is they do not get through screens well. They do not hedge it. They try to jump in and have Armando playing on the perimeter, and you cannot do that. So, that being said, the defense has to get cleaned up, and they're averaging under 80 points a game, 77.8 last time I checked last night before the game. With that being said, with this win, it puts them at 17-11, 9-8 in the ACC, and that's tied for 9th with Wake Forest, and Syracuse split with Wake, beat Syracuse. And guess what? Carolina still does not have a quadrant 1 win. They are 0-9 quad 1 win games left. And these next 3 games coming into the regular season, 2 of these 3 games are quad 1 games, and that will be this Saturday at home against Virginia, which we need to redeem that loss. Armando got hurt in that game, and Virginia pulled away late in that second half of that game. This is a must-win for Carolina basketball. My magical number is 20 wins in the regular season. They can get that there. Finish at 12-8, 20-11. And we can talk about something. But with that being said, after they play Florida State on the road, which they should win, then they play another quad 1 game at home against Duke, which they need to redeem. And that was a nasty game the first time when they played up in Cameron. This is a winnable schedule. Like I said, you win these next 3, they will have something to talk about, because it's unacceptable for a team that is ranked preseason number 1 to not make the NCAA tournament. You're talking about falling from grace. This team has lacked maturity, in my opinion, intensity, not listening, and it's just a lot of things, man. Chemistry, guys talking to each other, just communicating and be on the same page. Armando's doing his thing, but like I said, he cannot do it by himself. He's averaging this 17 and 11, but it doesn't get a job when he's the only one that can consistently do things. Puff hasn't hit shots. DeMarco Dunn hasn't hit shots. Caleb Love hasn't hit shots. And it seems like RJ hasn't been the same since he got elbowed in that Syracuse game a month ago. So there's going to be a lot of things that needs to be changed as well. Also, I think the big key is Pete Nance's aggressiveness, and I've talked about this before. But he's filling in for the role that Brady Manick played last year, and he hasn't been great from the 3-point line. He's shooting under 30% as well himself. But he had a good game yesterday, a double-double. But these guys have to shoot the ball better. Even if you can't get these threes, you have to get some of these mid-range jump shots to go together. But this team needs to find a way to get this together because the season is coming to an end, and you will miss out on a perfect opportunity. And let me be the first to tell you that if this team does not make the tournament, in my opinion, and I know it might sound biased, but this will be the most disappointing season in Carolina history. Everything changed since that halftime lead up 40-25 in the national championship game last year in New Orleans, and I thought these boys were going to capture a title, and they came so close, and look where they are now. So when these things present themselves, you have to take great advantage of this, and there's no way with all these guys coming back and all this age and all this wisdom and all this maturity that they should have, that they should get this together. I'm not going to bash and rip on them, but they need to be better, and you can control intensity, control effort, and those things need to happen. If it doesn't happen, guess what? Come tournament time, they'll be sitting on the couch, maybe in NIT. And if they're in NIT, no one cares, because if they're in NIT, what does that mean to me? This is North Carolina basketball we're talking about here, not a mediocre rundown program. We have to get it together. And all these people talking about Hubert Davis getting fired, stop it, please. Stop it. He deserves some of the blame, but also has to go on the players and the coaching staff as well. So you have to take responsibility in every direction for every person involved in this team, and we have to get it together. Like I said, cannot go 0-9. You have to win these quad one games, and I'm going to keep repeating that. We'll be back soon to talk about more, but as the update on Carolina basketball, everybody's rooting for them. They have to find a way to pull it together, because I'm thinking that they can have consistency, but they have not shown the ability to do these things all season long, and it's unacceptable. So we're really about to see what this team's mental toughness and makeup is ready for. But hey, I'm going to keep rooting on my Tar Heels, baby. And we got a shot still, never down. But it's your boy Adrian, and I'm out.